What is a vampire's favorite vegetable? Uh, Turn it into a bat. Happy Monday, my friends. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here tonight. We've got Sirac of Lamb first in chat, followed by Stream Kyle, Dead Zergling, and Lucent Jelly. Thank you all, my friends. Thank you for being here. Garlic and blood oranges are some of our guesses. Thank you for the wheels, Zergling. So we've got 2 games tonight, my friends. Our WiiWare marathon continues, playing all the spooky games I can find in the WiiWare library. We are continuing Vampire Crystals. We started this one last night. It's kind of a Smash TV-like game we've discovered, and it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's got some cool weapons. It's an alright game. It's a little difficult, not too challenging. Bosses are kind of hard. And I think we're actually kind of almost done with it, so we'll probably finish this real quick unless the last boss is a nightmare, which it very well may be. But after we finish this one, we'll move over to the Switch, and we'll continue our playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom. They'll want garlic after so many Frownie jokes. Whatever I can do to encourage the enjoyment of garlic. Hello, One Baked Potato. Welcome in. Good to have you with us again. Hope you've been doing well. Jump King is for Tuesday night, so we'll be playing that tomorrow. Buddha Fingers, and welcome to the stream. I've been putting Tears on Monday nights lately because Monday is a night that it's a little bit easier for me to go overtime with the stream. You know, I like to wrap around 5 a.m., but if I go till 6 or so on a Monday night, it's not the end of the world. Tears of the Weekend. All right, let's give this wheel a spin. Pistachios. All right. These are not bad. These are scorpion pepper seasoned pistachios. If you're curious what the packaging looks like. Dry roasted scorpion pepper pistachios. They proclaim themselves to be extreme, and they're pretty hot, but not world-endingly so. I find them a very manageable heat. We got about a teaspoon of them, and let's enjoy. Alright, it's a little worse than I was expecting. They didn't seem this bad last time. Oh my. That's a little more intense than I remember. I think I'm mostly past the worst of it though. All right, that was good. That was good. That was a strong spoon. Mile High Roll, welcome in. And Baron Metz, welcome in. Thank you, both of you, for being here with us. It looks like I'm just in time to sympathize with some scorching, Metz says. Do we really need to find world-ending pistachios? Buddhafinger says. Can't we settle with a minor plague first? I mean, we found world-ending sunflower seeds. I was talking to my friend who speedruns Splatterhouse. I asked him about at the end when Jennifer speaks. In the version you have, she says, "Help me," versus "Oh my darling." He was saying that was the TurboGrafx 16 version and was later changed. Thought you might find that interesting. It's the only version I'm familiar with, and not even that much, having only played it the one time. I do recall you saying something about her saying, "Oh my darling," in other versions, but yeah, in the one that I was playing, it's very clearly "Help me." Dynamite, welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. The frog wheel and the scorpion pistachio. All right, let's get my big head out of the way. And we can dive into our first game of the night here. I don't think the wheel is the frog. I think I'm the frog. At some point, I would like to check out firsthand the other versions of Splatterhouse, though. I'm going to see if I can get a port of the arcade version to work someday. And if it's on, I don't know if it was ported to the Genesis or not. Genesis might just have 2 and 3, right? Alright. So we made it up to 3-2. It looks like, because this map won't scroll any further to the right, it might just be that it doesn't want to show us too much of what's ahead, though. That is an option. But I kind of think we're probably coming up to the end of the game. You know, we'll find out here. 'm gonna try very quick either Castlevania 1 or Contra 1, no death, per your pick, and get back to you. Pick me one. I mean, they're short games, Dynamite. Why not both? Two and three are on the Sega. If I gotta pick just one, I don't know, why not Castlevania? It's spooky season after all. Sure, Frownie, you can be a frog. Okay. My point was that the wheel doesn't get burned by the pistachios. I get burned by the pistachios. You could argue I get burned not because of the pistachios, but because of the wheel, right? I get burned by the pistachios, but it's the wheel that chooses them. So, maybe the wheel is the scorpion. But the thing is, I'm not really the frog because I don't ever really trust the wheel. This is not what this is supposed to be, but I'll take it. I thought I picked up the number 7 weapon. That circular spread is the number 5 weapon, though. I'm not playing very cautiously. I'm taking a whole lot of damage. I need a weapon. Oh no, I need a heart. This is not what the number 7 weapon was last night. I don't know what I don't know what happened. I don't know how the game changed itself. Oh, I stepped on a spike. I can't quite see Frownie as a frog, Buddhafinger says. I can, however, see Frownie as Chilly Willy the penguin. I don't know who that is. I do think I do agree I am more penguin-like than frog-like. Is that like the icy mascot? Is that who Chilly Willy is? My big problem with our last attempt was I just stepped on 1,000 spikes, not at all paying attention to the floor. So I'm gonna try to not do that this time. I think we'll be better if I don't just step on every spike at every opportunity. No, I was hanging out by that number 7 on purpose. I was gonna pick it up, and I let it fade away. It's amazing how much better you do when you just pay attention. As we're getting close. My time is not great. Ooh, this boot's gonna help with that though. Let's pick up another number 7. Uh-oh, my time is really not great. I need 100 more crystals in 30 seconds. Oh no! Oh no! I'm not gonna do it! Hey, we did it. I was never worried. Scaled up three times. Thank you for the GG, Sarakablam. Another world record score. Oh, there's no crystal goal. I was saying I was just thinking to myself, where are all the crystals? I can't find a single crystal. There is no crystal goal. It's only combat this time. I haven't figured out if the big enemies count for more or not. They should, but I don't know that they do. No, don't take the potion. I don't like that guy that throws the cards. The number 9 weapon is so good. Oh no! Oh no! And the number 3 disappeared. Oh no, I'm pretty low on health and I have to take out 200 more enemies. I don't love my chances here. There we go. Wiped out. So long, spam bot. When the weapons decide that, like, it's time for them to fade out of existence, they disappear alarmingly quickly. Because I like to just hang out next to a power-up and wait for my current one to wear off, but it's a really dangerous prospect. Because unless, like, I'm really paying attention, when they decide it's time to go, like, they're gone before I even realize it. Number 9, my favorite friend. Where are all the enemies? I've got the best weapon and there are no enemies spawning. They know, they're waiting for it to wear off. Oh, mission accomplished, it's gone. All the power-ups are gone. Wait, where's a weapon? Alright, number 9, do your thing. Number 9 even moves through every obstacle. It is just the most overpowered thing to ever exist. It moves through the scenery. Oh no. I hit the thing that messes up my controls. No, the number 3 disappeared. You can pretty safely move through. You can pretty safely move through, I can't think of how that... Oh, a pack of enemies. I'm kind of surprised how often I can make it through a large pack of enemies without taking damage. As long as there's not, like, one of the really big guys or one of the card throwers. Oh, let's go. Number 9, all day long. Victory. I want to offer a lack of will to finish this joke, Budafinger says. Okay, next stage. Dual goals once again. Start me off right next to a flamethrower. Ooh, and a boot. I hope that was a good clock and not a bad clock, because I picked it up before I even really saw it. I think we've got a new enemy here too. I don't recall seeing these flying guys before. Whatever I grabbed there just hurt me. These flying guys, this might be a very tough level. Shrink mushroom. Do I want that? I might actually want that. That's a number 9 in there. I downgraded myself. I've only taken out 90 enemies so far? Wait a moment. This is gonna be impossible. I've got to get 750 and I've only taken out less than 100? Where are all the enemies? think I only have to take out 150 enemies. Okay, thank goodness. Hey, Pokemons and Greg, welcome in, my friends. Hope you are well. Welcome to Vampire Crystals. A pretty cool Smash TV style game. I didn't have enough time. Alas. Waiter asked me if I wanted a soup or salad to go with my meal. I said I didn't want a soup or salad, I just wanted a regular one. But very well done. It's such a generic name. Yeah, I mean, it's about vampires and it's about crystals, so, you know, it does what it says on the box. I mean, I don't know what is so vampiric about our characters. Our characters, there's no indication that they are vampires as opposed to just, you know, regular humans or any other type of monster, really. There's some animations of them flying between levels, but it has no bearing on the gameplay. A super salad is crypto nice? Isn't that... I don't know how to process that. I thought that this was supposed to be invincibility, but apparently the spikes still hurt me. Some of these enemies have lots of health. Oh, hey, we've got a raid coming in. Hey, very nice. Soda Wave, thank you for the raid, Soda. Welcome in. Welcome to your friends. I've conveniently perished. So we'll take a moment to pause. Tell us what you're up to tonight. What was your stream? How did it go? We'd love to hear. And it looks like we'll take a little stretch break in the meantime. Sounds a few croutons short of a Caesar, Budafinger says. Underscore Z, welcome in. Thank you for coming along and joining us tonight as well. Dan needs to copy you with that. Copy the stretch break. Beat Super Mario Wonder today. Oh, well done. I hope it was a wonderful time. I'm planning to play that probably in 2 weeks. So I've been avoiding Mario Wonder content. I certainly hope you've had I certainly hope that you've had a great time with it. It's beautiful. Hey Pookie, welcome in. Hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I'm failed on both, Dynamite says. I'm sorry to hear that. Died on a simple waterfall in Contra and accidentally picked up an axe in Castlevania and quit because I knew I wouldn't beat Frankenstein right after. For someone who thinks he's good at games, thoroughly disgusted with myself. I mean, not every run has to be a perfect one. So if you just came in, my friends, we're playing Vampire Crystals. It's a WiiWare title. I've been playing spooky WiiWare games all month. I think we've only got 2 left, so I think I'm going to run out before the month is over. But we've played, I think, every sort of spooky / horror aesthetic game in the WiiWare library so far, up to the letter V. And I think we've got only 2 left. This here is a pretty good one. It's a Smash TV style game, a twin stick shooter. It's a little challenging, not too rough. The bosses are a little difficult. Or well, the second boss was a little difficult. The first one wasn't that bad. And yeah, you just you have two objectives on most levels. You have to collect a certain quota of crystals that just sort of randomly populate the stage, and you have to take out a certain number of enemies. Sometimes you only have to do one of those two things, but usually it's both. And you've got a wide variety of weapons, and it's really just a lot of chaos. Unlike Smash TV, you do have a health bar, so you can take a fair bit of damage before you pass away. I missed the second part of the WiiWare light-based puzzle game, Pookie says. Was the rest of the game good, or did it get frustrating? It got really, really frustrating right at the very end, Pookie. It was great. There are like 25 levels. It was great up until level 25. And then that level was really janky and frustrating just because of one part. There was one part of the stage that was really badly done. And it made the whole stage irritating because it was near the end, so you had to do the whole thing again and again. And then the last boss was horrific. The last boss of that game was absolute trash. It had me all kinds of frustrated. And it was mostly because with all the attempts I had to do, my wrist was hurting from the motion controls. Like, first of all, I didn't know what to do, and like the timing windows were so precise, and then I had to keep doing it again and again, and just, I threw out my wrist playing that game at the end. So that the game we're talking about is called Lit, and it's a light-based puzzle game on the Wii, and it's amazing, but the end is really bad. I would still say it's well worth playing, and maybe if you're less dumb than I am, you would have an easier time with the ending than I did. So maybe it wouldn't be as bad for you as it was for me, but for me, the ending was just horrific. I felt like the most bent out of shape I've ever been on the stream. That's certainly a hyperbole when, we've played Superman 64 and Echo the Dolphin. Oh, it made a poison symbol. It's kind of cute. I think I actually noticed the shape of a stick figure earlier in the crystals. So they do draw out lots of different things. It's the best weapon in the game, but I can't use it until the shrink wears off. No. Oh, it was so short-lived. The playing cards are like the worst of the enemy projectiles. They should be, like, they're theoretically so easy to avoid, But I just have such a strong tendency to walk into them like I'm magnetized. I don't know what's wrong with me. The game has been so generous with giving me like every power up I need. It's gonna be a tremendous shame if I lose on this attempt. Oh, and I just might do it because my health is getting real low. That's it, I'm a hit away from the grave. No! Oh, life is bad. You made me picture a wrist workout montage to Rocky music, Pookie says. That's what you need for that game. I know I've seen this game before, but I have no idea where. It's not on the Switch. I don't know on the Wii. Saw a video of this somewhere. I couldn't say. The first time I ever heard about this game was pretty much right before I turned it on. When I looked at the list of WiiWare titles, I can't say that I've ever seen a video on it or anything before. Certainly something's out there, though. I didn't pop into existence just for me. I would have liked to have used up that 7 and then picked up the 9, but I want the 9 to fade away before I could get to it. I get around to the weirder parts of the interweb, Spooky says. Come across fairly obscure stuff. It's odd I can't for the life of me remember where. I wish I could help you. My process for constructing the list for our marathon was simply to look at a list of WiiWare titles and pick out the ones that sounded spooky. did do a quick search of ones I wasn't sure of based on the title. Right, like something like Vampire Crystals. It's got to be appropriate for Halloween. It's got vampire in the title. But like Lit, like that one I had to look to see if it was a horror game or... There was another one called Monsters vs. Robots. But I didn't pick that one for our marathon because it, even though it had monsters in the title, it didn't actually look spooky. I wanted to check the ESRB rating on a couple games. You saw a screenshot? Frownie looked at a spoiler? This is the spooky time of year. Yeah, there is some M-rated WiiWare. I don't know how many games. I know of at least one. Because I had thought about... You know, I have thought, like... It could be just a fun project just to try and do every WiiWare game at... You know, on the stream at some point. But there's at least one that's M-rated that I really don't want to play on the stream. So the complete library challenge, I would fail. I failed before I even begin because there's one game that I would refuse to play. How many WiiWare games are there? I couldn't say for sure. Not that many. Like, it's not like, you know, it's not like... I think it's, like, maybe a couple hundred. Actually, let me look. I might be able to tell. I might have the number here. In the mid 300s, 360 something. For North American only. So it's not that intimidating of a library. I mean, it's a lot of games, but you know, it's not like I'm trying to play everything on the Switch eShop, right? And it's not like the 700 games of the NES. 700, 800, something like that. Yeah, the poker game is the one I won't play. And I'm not completely, like, I don't have a blanket rule against M-rated games. I will play M-rated games from time to time, but that one I won't. Yeah, if you're 18 or over, if you just Google WiiWare poker, you'll probably see the one I'm talking about. There's only a couple. How did Nintendo approve that? Oh, we got so close yet again, and the time is getting me. A lot more titles in the eShop that are much more questionable than they used to be. Yeah, Nintendo. They don't really care very much about what's in the eShop, what's in their, like, they just let anything go into the eShop. Oh. There are a handful of WiiWare games that reported to the Switch. There's some really good ones. There's quite a few notable ones that never made it, like Castlevania and Contra. Didn't hear about those until the Wii Shop shut down. Yeah, I don't know why those are stranded. In the defunct WiiWare library. I mean, I haven't played the Contra one, but like, there's no reason that the Castlevania one shouldn't be brought over. It just isn't. There's also a Gradius title in that same series. The Rebirth series. Oh, yuck. I've already bled away so much health. I don't know what I've done to get myself damaged so much. Well, let's just... enemy. Finish me off. Let's restart. The Wii brought some of the first more adult-rated titles, like No More Heroes. I can't remember anything on the GameCube that pushed the boundaries like that. I don't know. Hey Derek, welcome in, and Stack Cat. Hope both of you are well. I've hit a roadblock of a level here in Vampire Crystals. I'm really struggling to get through this one, and if I don't get a clock soon, I'm gonna be repeating it for yet another time. I've come really close to clearing it several times, but I just haven't been able to get enough crystals fast enough. Failed yet again. I had to double and triple check that I typed titles and not typo, Buddhafinger says. So I don't know the game. The thing is, I don't know the GameCube library very well, but so far as like mature content in GameCube games, I can't really say that. But like, I mean, there's a handful of games on the Nintendo 64, right? Like Duke Nukem, Conquer, Shadow Man, that all have some pretty adult content in them. So I don't think the Wii was the first time, but like I think it's like, you know, it's like a parabola, right? It gradually, or like it increases with momentum. Maybe the Wii was a particular threshold, but Pookie says, I'm holding out for a Castlevania DS collection. That WiiWare thing would make a really nice bonus, but Konami has no passion anymore. So it's probably about their last priority. You need to hang up a special area sectioned off, Sir Rack of Lamb, behind a black curtain. Back to Vampire Crystals, Resident Evil stuff, and Eternal Darkness. Yeah, Whispers might be better, Sir Rack of Lamb. Thank you for that. This is Vampire Crystals, Derek. It is a sort of a Smash TV style game. It's actually really good, and it's not been super difficult. This level is just giving me some trouble, but we're pretty far along in the game now, I think. All my games are alphabetized, Sarek of Lamb says, so they're all mixed in. Makes for a fun time. convenience store had a rental section that had an adult selection that was just a binder with the VHS boxes and leaflets. That's a way to do it. Matter of fact, that's probably a really good way to do it. Goodness. I've taken so much damage. It's so weird, because on some attempts, like, I just don't even have to think about my life bar at all. And on other attempts I'm barely hanging on by my final heart, and it's just always one of the two extremes. It's like a mega-powered weed whacker from Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I would be interested to see, I said this last night too, I say it a lot, I would be interested to see a mod of Zombies Ate My Neighbors that makes it a dual stick game. I think the overall best classic game collections are the Midway Arcade Treasures games on PlayStation 2. Might be on Xbox and GameCube too. A lot of really good games in those collections. Castlevania DS collection would probably beat it out for me, Pookie says. I have some of those Midway Treasures. I think I have the first two. I should pick up the third one just to have the set. if I don't already have it. I don't think I do. I kept a rental log in the legal pad so you could see who rented what. Stat categories with Pookie. Anyone see the Munsters movie from last year? Derek says. I did not. Greg likes the Genesis collection on the Switch. I've heard the Atari collection on the Switch is supposed to be really good. Nope, that's a bad one. Why? Oh, what hurt me? I didn't see anything hit me. Where are all the power-ups? Oh, there was a number 9 weapon, but it despawned. I wouldn't have been able to use it because I was too small anyway, but it's upsetting to have missed a chance. How in the world was I down to my last hit? I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm supposedly taking damage from. I mean, that damage I noticed, but... My health bar is just plagued with lies. Hey, Thrifty Anvil, welcome in. This reminds me of Vampire Survivors. I'm not surprised. I haven't played that game, but that's usually the game that gets brought up every time I play a game that's like this. My go-to comparison is always Smash TV. That's for a twin stick game. That's the one I think of as the quintessential one. And I've played a couple of them. We played a Dracula one earlier this year, this month, and that one got compared to Vampire Survivors a lot as well. People keep telling me to check it out, but I don't make it around to it. Vampire Survivors reminds me of Smash TV. There we go. There we go. I just don't have the point of... I don't have that same point of comparison. I need to check it out. The game I was thinking of, Pookie said, is Demon's Crystals. I'm guessing it's a spiritual successor because the similarities are uncanny. Demon's Crystals. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah. Huh. I wonder if it's... Yeah, it's very similar. It looks like it's very similar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be made by the same people. That boss is the same. The boss's health bars look the same. So there you go. This is a better version of Smash TV. What are you saying, Sir Rackalam? I really like Smash TV quite a bit. It's sad because I don't think I'll ever be able to beat it. This game is going much less smoothly than I anticipated, by the way. I did not foresee getting stalled on a level like this so badly. I mean, I knew it was a possibility, but I thought it would happen at a boss and not a regular level. No, I got a mushroom right as a number 9 was existing. No, I got cheated out of a number 9 again. That's the worst. That's the worst experience. Oh, I got to use it for a millisecond. Oh no, I'm taking damage everywhere. No, I was doing so well, and it's all falling apart. Can I get something other than the number 3 weapon, please? There was a 7. Let's go get that. Unfortunately, it's right next to a 3. I don't know. I still need 300 crystals, and I'm on the last minute. Oh. No. Oh, life is bad. Life is very bad. I could have sworn I saw someone beat Smash TV with their feet, Buddhafinger says. Wild. Absolutely wild. Dynamite says Smash TV is in my top 10. At least I can say I've beaten that. GG. That game is brutal. Might buy Demon's Crystal if it's on sale for $2 at some point. Looks like a decently fun game. I might do the same, Pookie. Maybe I'll play it next October. Smash TV is a lot of fun, Pookie says, but I'm a chump, so I only play it with unlimited credits. Frownie gets it. He loves jank, same as me, Derek says. I think we all do. I also would be here, Greg says. Hey, cows. Welcome in. Welcome to Vampire Crystals, the game that is currently grinding my bones to powder. What's the better horror series, Halloween or Friday the 13th? I've not seen nearly as many Halloween. I think I've seen all the Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, but I haven't seen all the Halloween movies, so I couldn't say for sure. The Halloween movies, the Halloween series probably has more. Like if you were to take all the movies in both series and rank them from best to worst, probably the top of the list would be dominated by Halloween titles. So it probably has more of the best movies between them, but that's not to say that all of them are one for one better. That would be my suspicion. I think Friday the 13th has more movies that are like kind of aggressively dull. But I haven't seen all the Halloween movies, so I can't like I think I've only seen the good ones. So my opinion doesn't really matter all that much. You know what? Halloween would have movies at the top, but it would also have movies at the bottom because that whatever that one was that was after H2O, what was that? Halloween Resurrection. That movie was pretty horrifically dumb. Thank you for the wheel, Thrifty. We'll give that a spin. Jelly beans. I feel like we've been landing on the jelly bean a lot lately. But you'd think it would be the opposite, right? Because this is supposedly the heaviest wedge. And we get... I think I have to eat 2 of them. It looks like it's pretty close to on the line between Habanero and Carolina Reaper. I would say that it's heaviest wedge slows more on upward rotation. You know what? That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I would say that the arrow is pretty clearly more on the Carolina Reaper spot than it is the Habanero spot, but I'm gonna eat 2 of them anyway. I'm gonna call it as on the line. So let's go. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of burn. Cal says, rather tuckered, getting windows replaced tomorrow, so I spent all day moving furniture. My favorite. What an excellent way to spend your time. Derek says, for me, it's Friday the 13th. Halloween's very hit or miss. I mean... I don't know many people that wouldn't say that about Friday the 13th as well. And Jelly didn't even have to go out of town, Cal says. Alright, let me get my big head out of the way. Wow. The game crashed. That's pretty wild. I don't know when the last time we had something like that happen was. I don't know. I mean, it's never happened with the Wii. Oh my goodness, it's completely frozen. I'm gonna have to go over and manually reset the console. Wow. Hopefully it hasn't corrupted our save file or any other terrible thing like that. I've never had it crash like this. It's so weird. Gaming Bull, welcome in. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me step away for a moment. I'm gonna take a short BRB while I reset the Wii. So I'll be away for just a few minutes. I'll try to be very quick. But yeah, let's see if we can salvage this playthrough. I'll be right back with you in just a short little while. All right, and we're back. Looks like the game may work. Fingers crossed. My Wii is still operational. We're still on the level we were on. I've got to, after this, oh my goodness, after this I have another level and a boss. And I'm having such, the thing is, I'm having such a hard time with this level that oh my goodness, another one? I was thinking this might be the last one before the boss because it's so hard. I guess I should be happy to have more game left, but... It's hard to muster, high enthusiasm for such intense brutality. Stop. No, these are not hitting me. I disagree. The hitbox on that card must be much larger than it is. Or you know what? I just don't have any depth perception is probably what the problem is. I really thought I was way too far into the background to be hit by those cards. I'm not gonna get over it. Oh, yuck. Programmed a game to freeze after so many attempts to force you to go do other things. I imagine when you're not in the driver's seat of this situation that this game just looks like so much chaos. No, no, we have a raid. I didn't even notice. Oh no. I'm sorry, I've been incredibly rude. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Very happy to have you here. Sorry, I was so absorbed in the game. Illy Beads, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. This is welcome to Vampire Crystals on the this is our Wii game of the night. I've been doing for those who don't know, I've been doing a WiiWare marathon, playing all the spooky downloadable Wii games. I think all of them that exist, or at least all of them I could find. And we've been working through pretty much alphabetically, so we're up to the V's. This is a twin-stick shooter game, kind of like Smash TV, or people have compared it a few times to Vampire Survivors. It's pretty good, but it's getting pretty tough. It's hard to look away from. You've got twin objectives on most stages. You've got to collect a certain number of these randomly spawning crystals before the time limit runs out. You also have to take out a certain number of enemies. And I've been able to meet the enemy quota several times. The crystal quota is what's been holding me back. And even now, it's looking like I'm on track to fail it again, so... Things are less than great at the moment. No, we're so close. Failed again. I was 9 away. Oh, life is agony. Everything's bad, my friends. Hopefully you had a good stream, Illy Beans. Thank you for the raid, Retro Kiwi Dad. Welcome in. Are the crystals vampires, or are you getting them from vampires? Well, kind of neither. The vampires are the player characters, and the crystals, I don't know, are just currency. I don't think a tremendous deal of thought was put into the title. It looks like you're playing Resident Evil 2. Very nice. I forgot it was October. Forgot October was here. It didn't start spoopy till tonight. Well, you picked a good game to start it with. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil 2. I haven't played it in a long time. I tried to do it on the stream. We played it one night. And I was playing the Nintendo 64 version, and the battery in my cartridge died mid-stream. So I lost all my data and ability to save, so my casual Resident Evil 2 playthrough became a no-death challenge in the middle of the night, and unfortunately I failed. That was the version I had growing up, was the Nintendo 64 cartridge. And, boy, I really liked that game. Spent a lot of time with it. say that, but I mean, I think I only completed each of the scenarios once. So, I'm definitely not expert in it, but that seemed like a lot of time to spend with the game to me. This is the best weapon. Life is real good when this weapon is in town. And when it goes away, I'm overwhelmed with sadness. Who is hitting me and how? No! What? I don't even know what killed me. We were so close. Oh no, twice in a row. I've been stuck here for about an hour, I think. I just feel like I don't even have an idea of what went wrong. The crystals drew a jack-o'-lantern. I'm taking a lot of damage. I'm taking a lot of damage. I ran into a little purple mushroom thing. Oh, thank you, Sir Akalam. I just didn't see it at all. It's kind of easy to not see details, though. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a 9. Oh, that hurt me. That was a bad mistake. I actually just a moment ago now, I actually walked into an item that I suspected was bad for me because I thought I was invincible, and so I thought that was a good opportunity to clear the item off the board, but your invincibility does not protect you from the bad items. It's probably a little late in the game for me to not know things like that, but, I mean... You know me, I never know what I'm doing. Life is so bad. Yeah, I think I know that. Yeah, I got the thing that you're talking about, Sir Akalam. So I think the bomb is good. I can pick up the bomb and it makes me drop them for the enemies. So like the bomb is a good item, but I think the bomb also does friendly fire. So like if I drop them, I need to be careful that I only run in one direction for a while, because I think the bomb will hurt me. I've been largely afraid of picking up the bomb. Let's go. Badly hurt once again. Please stop. I'm dead. Didn't matter. I wasn't going to make it. The other two, I could have made it. That one, I wasn't going to. I had too far to go, too little health. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare this has become. I was trying to cross before that card could get to me, but alas, it never happens that way. I swear it sped up just to get me. That one I walked into. No excuses. Weapon, please? crazy about my equipment situation. Hey, Baron Metz, thank you for the raid. Welcome back. Always very much appreciated. Fill us in on what it was you were up to and how did it go? I am struggling for all eternity on the same level. All eternity, same level. No good. Started up some damageless boss attempts and Harmony of Dissonance. Got 4 more bosses down. Damageless, nice. Very well done. The game is being very aggressive with the bad pickups this round. I've already seen so many skulls. And over here there was a skull and a negative timer next to each other. Oh, I got a number 9. I don't think I'll be able to use it. Oh, I ran into a skull. Can I please get a boot or a mushroom or anything speed related? No, we're so close. Oh my goodness. 4 seconds left on the clock. We're finally out of here. What a nightmare. This game looks very Halloween appropriate. What is that? I've got to kill 200 enemies in less than a minute. Sorry, 1,200 enemies in less than a minute. Finally. I mean, it took me a minute and a half to even find a weapon. Wow, this is going to be a tricky stage. I'm at the mercy of the game to give me enough hourglasses to beat it. I have very little autonomy here. Negative hourglass, poison item, true hourglass. Gonna need a lot more than that. Oh, this is gonna be a bad level. The previous level wasn't bad, I was just bad at it. This level is actually kind of bad. I don't know what kind of luck it's going to require to get enough hourglasses. Because they're just, like, they just randomly spawn. I don't have any reason to believe that this level is going to automatically have extra or more frequent hourglasses. It should, but, I mean... There's no reason to think it will. Everything's all going wrong all at once. I got no time, I got no battery. This is impossible. I have a feeling we're going to have to try and finish this game tomorrow night, my friends. I'm going to play it until the top of the hour, but at that point we're gonna switch. I feel like I'm already eating away too much time from Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, awesome. Oh, rip this attempt. I have a bad feeling this might not even be beatable. I get, like, if it just doesn't spawn hourglasses frequently enough, there's no way to refill our time. I mean, and there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do in 30 seconds. Oh, that's a bad hourglass. If we grab the bad hourglass when it's not red, it's a good hourglass. Okay. I never learned that. I never learned that. That does make things a little better. Not good, but a little better. So a lot of the levels where I've been dying, a lot of the levels I've failed are largely my fault for refusing to pick up perfectly good hourglasses. Because I didn't understand. Because I didn't understand that I could. Thank you for the pistachios, Mets. We'll have those in just a moment. I don't know if I have any other batteries convenient. Yeah, I see some. A 1, a 2, a 3. Alright, hopefully these batteries are okay. Very stressful. Hey, Rafnir, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to Vampire Crystals, our spooky WiiWare title of the night, which we are almost done with. Both because, one, we're very far along in the game, although I don't think I'm going to beat it tonight. We're very far along in the game, and I'm also, though, almost ready to be done with it and switch to Tears of the Kingdom for the rest of the night. Hopefully you've had a wonderful stream. This game is kind of tremendously demanding of my attention at the moment. It's a pretty cool game, though. It's a little challenging. I just realized a moment ago that I've been making it harder than it's supposed to be by misunderstanding some of the items for most of the playthrough, so... I am at the moment feeling a little bit more upset with the game than it actually deserves. No, I grabbed a bad clock. Looks kind of fun. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I could suggest this one. If you like Smash TV type action and you want something that's a bit less brutal than that, this is worth checking out for sure. Hopefully Dark Souls is treating you well. Oh, cool. I just picked up another hourglass at the wrong time. Doing that once is not good. Cleared from Bell Gargoyles up to ONS. Very nice. I hope you're gonna do the. You're gonna do the oops all crossbow, right, for ONS. the Agent Frownie signature strat. Hey Joe Jack, welcome in. Did you ever play Retro City Rampage or Shakedown Hawaii? I have not, StatCat. I've heard of Retro City Rampage. I don't know much about it, but I know I've heard the title before. I think that's a WiiWare game, though. I think I could play that on the WiiWare. Shakedown Hawaii, I don't know. Is that another WiiWare title? No, I ran into a poison. There's a lot of self-sabotage going on here. I actually want hearts more than time at the moment. That's very rare. No. Oh, we were getting close. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear, Jojek said. The number 9 weapon, it surpasses all. Really good games. Kind of NES inspired. Shakedown's more SNES. Think both released on the Wii and the Switch. I would say if they're both available as WiiWare, there's a really good chance of me doing both of them at least at some point, because I'm very interested in doing a lot of WiiWare. There's something to this library that fascinates me. Ooh, I didn't even see this item. It must have spawned underneath me or something. that was bad. That was a lot of downtime there. That was a risky hourglass grab. It was blinking out of existence, so I couldn't really tell what state it was in. Oh no, I hit a thing that messed up my controls. Cool, I just bled away tons of health. Alas. Both really amusing. There are various sort of homages thrown in, both in story and gameplay. I wonder what percentage of those I'll actually get. Pookie says, I'm gonna go break walls in my place and find a secret wall meet. Guessing you'll be playing Tears of the Kingdom before I'm back, so adios for now. Yeah, I think it's about time to switch over. I'm gonna give this one more attempt. I think we'll switch over. I hope you find something delicious, Pookie. That time is running out sound, I think I'm going to hear in my dreams for the next month. No! There's a number 9. I didn't grab it instantly and it faded away. All attempts to strategize just make me into an imbecile. There's a few places where it's really easy to get caught up on the scenery, and that's a bummer. Because as long as you're moving, well, you can get hit while you're moving, but you get hit a lot if you're standing still. Victory. Let's go. Such a shame that games like this are lost to time now. Yeah. It's, the WiiWare library, yeah. That's, there are a lot of these that I wish weren't locked away on the Wii. This game, apparently, though, there's a game called Demon's Crystals on the Switch that looks to be a reskin of this game, so it hasn't been lost entirely. I don't know if it's a... I don't know. I don't think it's a sequel. It could be a sequel, but I think it's just a reskin. Just standing there and tanking that damage was a really bad idea. Can't see what's going on. No, I didn't want this weapon. No, we were really close to first try on that. We gotta try again when we're that close. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that other than just take damage. It's just a wall of fire. There's no jump. Cool, I'm getting hit by everything. I really just wanted that 7. Shouldn't have tried rushing it. Oh, we were so close. Ah! It's so irritating to be so close. Victory! Let's go! I think that's the game. Now is the time to use the crystals. Alright, I think that's the game. Cliffhanger ending. Thank you for the trophies. Thank you for the GGs. Oh no, that's a bad ending. Well, I have this terrible feeling that you have to do a second playthrough to get the true ending. That we're going to have to play through in night mode or something. Said something about the crystals being more powerful at night. This game may not be as over as I thought. I'll let these credits roll, though, and then see what we see. That wasn't very much credits. You unlock night mode. Oh, here we go. World 1-1. Oh, it's got a loop 2 mechanic. Alright, well, this game is not over. That's good. I like this map, isn't it awesome? Like, the map here is pretty dull. It's just kind of whatever. But then it ended, and all you got to see was, like, you know, right up to here. And then, boom, night mode map. Alright, I can't be that upset. Boy, this game is going to get difficult, isn't it? Well, that's it for tonight. We'll play this more tomorrow. It'll be in the first part of the stream when we start up sometime between 10 and 11 p.m. Central Time. But we're going to switch gears now. That's enough of this one for tonight. Enough fun with this game. This game is fun. It did get frustrating there. But partially because of my failure to understand some of the mechanics. So I can't blame the game too much there. Hey, Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Sir Rackablam says, I'm headed out. Have a great night. Have a wonderful night, Sir Rackablam. Thank you for being here. I hope you have an excellent tomorrow. Looking forward to more photos of your game room. The ones that you posted, the Genesis games that you posted. I had some shelves. I used to keep my Genesis games in a shelf very much like that. I think it was actually made for cassette tapes, but it's the perfect size for Genesis games, but then I ended up having too many to fit in it. And also, I didn't like the slow process of moving them. Every time I got a new one, it had to fit in alphabetically somewhere. So I kind of abandoned that style of shelf myself, but that's what those are too. But I can't deny that when you've got them in there, it's a great look. There's Angelus. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How did Penumbra treat you? Was it terribly terrifying? Buddhafinger's checking out Angelus's stream. Right on. Hope you had a wonderful time. We're actually about to switch. We were playing Vampire Crystals. We just got the first ending, but there's a loop 2. There's a loop 2 for the true ending, so we're going to be playing this game some more, but not tonight. I'm overdue for switching over to Tears of the Kingdom. And that's what we're about to be in the process of. So if anyone came in specifically for Vampire Crystals, I'm going to let you down. This game's pretty fun, though. It's worth checking out. And if you can't get a hold of the WiiWare game, it looks like there's a game called Demon's Crystals. I haven't looked at it very closely, but at a glance, it looks to be a reskin of this game on the Switch. It went great once I figured out how to swing the hammer to smash things. Always a vital skill. Alright, so let's get things moved over to the Switch.